welcome back again to another episode of Designing with Hope on Design. I am down here at Scout Design Studios. This is Dallas's best kept secret for interior design, and I am with the owner, Flan Harris.
Hello, hi. It's good to have you.
Well, thank you. And what I'm here today for, I am wanting Flan to take us on tour of his wonderful design studio and show us some of the unique accessories and items that he has in store.
Excellent. Thank you so much again for coming by. So my business partner Tiffany and I have been in business here for about 2 years. Believe it or not, it's gone by very fast. We have over 13,000 square feet of a lot of finds that are both vintage. We do mix in some new stuff, and we try to keep it very eclectic. We're not mid-century specific. We have stuff ranging from as early as the turn of the 1900s up to today. So looking around the warehouse, we have, obviously you can see this is our big warehouse space here, and we have dining chairs. Right now we have a new shipment of goods here, and we do a lot of lucite and acrylic, and we can see some of these dining chairs that we have here. A lot of case goods, dining chairs, etc. We kind of keep all our new things in one place, and then including over here where we have more of the case goods. This piece right here is an example of something that we had. This was a brown faux bamboo that the client wanted a fresher, clean look. So what we did is we lacquered this piece white. We do a lot of lacquering of furniture, and the process of this is we have a master painter and an apprentice painter. It's as someone who loves a DIY, this is a very tough DIY. But what they do is they strip the piece of furniture, they then primer it, work out the imperfections, and then they primer it again after they've done that. Then they put the actual color on, and then they put a clear coat on at the end that gives it this very high gloss finish. And then they shine the brass hardware so that it really pops against the white.
Wow.
You see a lot of white, and it's really like, it kind of really freshens it up. So we can do that with any piece of furniture in the store. We do all the painting here, and we also do reupholstery, and I'll show you the reupholstery studio if we can come over there.
So now we're in the upholstery studio part of Scout Design, so I'm going to let Flan just give us a little bit more about how this upholstery process works.
Excellent. So what happens is we have a lot of furniture here that does need a little love. It needs some TLC. It needs to be reimagined with modern fabric. So Miguel is actually working on a chair probably from about the 60s or 70s right now that was sold, and the client selects the fabric and brings it to us, and then we reimagine the upholstery here. Miguel's actually our apprentice upholsterer. We have a master upholsterer, Karen, as well. And so together, that's what they do over here, and he'll have this chair probably finished today, I'd say.
Wow. So about how long of a process does it take to reupholster a chair of this size?
So believe it or not, the hardest part is actually the deconstruction, not the upholstery. So it takes a long time to get the old fabric off. It's a lot of removing of staple, like hundreds of staples. So Miguel spends more time taking every staple out to get the old fabric. And then once it's apart, you put on some new under stuff like the Dacron or the cotton. And then this part, you can see, he just gets it all stapled up. This part's actually easier.
Wow. And so you said that the clients, they just bring in their own fabric?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happens is if you buy a chair and you're interested in having it reupholstered, we'll give you an estimate on the spot. It's going to cost this amount of money, and you'll need, X yards of fabric. And so you'll go out. We have a few places we send people if you don't know where to go, and then you bring back the proper yardage, and then we get it on a job board and try to crank it out. Obviously, it's Christmas time right now, so we've been super busy. Everyone wants their stuff done before the holidays.
Great job. Look how powerful he is with that power drill.
This ain't his first rodeo. Yeah. And so I think what I'd like to show you next is our paint studio where we do the lacquering.
Okay, and now we're in the paint studio area of Scout Design Group.
So we try to be a full-service shop, so we can do everything to your furniture that you need to be. We do take outside projects, obviously for the stuff we sell in-house, but if you have something on the outside that you inherited from grandma that needs to be reupholstered or painted, we're your go-to folks. So back here is where we do all of the painting and the lacquering. So it's kind of a, like I was talking earlier, it's a two-step process, but in this room, that's where they prep everything. They sand everything very thoroughly. You can see Tony and Giovanni are in there now. They really sand everything down to the bone so it's very smooth after we lacquer it. And then they put this white primer on it, and then they patch everything up, and then it goes to the paint room 2 more times after this so we can get that very high gloss look. And so Giovanni's our master painter. He's amazing. He does unbelievable work. And Tony is the apprentice painter, so Giovanni helps teach Tony. So one day Tony will be a master painter also.
Great. So how do you guys deal with all the fumes and the smell from the paint?
Well, it's very expensive to set up the right equipment. So in the actual paint room, we have a paint booth. that has, it's actually the loud thing we were hearing earlier in the store, that you flip it on and it's I can actually show you, but it's a huge sort of grill, I guess, and it's got filters on it, about 16 filters, and so when you flip it on, the air whoosh, wishes outside, and then it's ventilated to the outside.
Great.
So yeah, because it can get very fumy.
I can imagine going home with a headache.
Yeah, so we've got it, I think, pretty much worked out here. In the prep room, obviously with the sanding, it's pretty dusty, so that's one thing we have to clean up constantly because it just produces a lot of dust. And in the paint room, get the paint booth going, and it takes care of it.
Okay, well, you want to give us a quick glimpse into
Sure,
the paint room?
yeah. I think he's staining some. These are actually going on a staircase.
Okay.
So this is not a lacquer job. It's so he's staining these. These will be floating stairs. And then this is the machine that's not on because we turned it off. But this is that just sucks all the air out from the outside. It just moves across the room.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a very expensive piece of equipment, but totally necessary.